North Carolina News at Noon starts now.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Amy Cutler in for Stephen Chase.
And I'm Russ Bowen. Thanks for joining us for CBS North Carolina at Noon. We need to get straight to some breaking news that we've been following all morning long. In Columbus, Ohio, that's where authorities issued an active shooter alert on the campus of The Ohio State University. Here's a live look on campus. It's one of the largest in the country with about 60,000 students there. We've learned multiple people have been hurt since the crisis began a few hours ago. The university, though, has since lifted the alert and announced the campus is secure. Police say one suspect is dead, and of the 9 people taken to the hospital, 1 is in critical condition, 2 more are in stable condition. Police also say at least 4 of the victims are being treated for gunshot wounds. Students are horrified, as you can imagine, by today's bizarre turn of events.
Kind of shaken up, I guess. It's just like, I don't really have a clear mind. You never think something like this is going to happen. It's just mind blowing. The most tragic thing that you can imagine happening to a school, especially after, a big weekend like we just had and Thanksgiving and everything. I don't know, this is just, it's crazy.
Police and other first responders are on the scene still. Agents with the FBI and ATF are assisting with the investigation. Here's Brooke Silva Braga with more.
Police swarmed the campus of Ohio State University in Columbus, responding to reports of an active shooter. The university's Twitter account warned students just before 10 a.m., active shooter on campus, run, hide, fight. Watts Hall, 19th and College. Watts Hall houses the Department of Material Science and Engineering. The CBS affiliate in Columbus, Ohio, reports the attack began when a vehicle crashed into the building. Firefighters responded to a possible gas leak.
It's still a very active situation. There are lots of students standing by. In fact, we're near the Armory here where students are peering out the windows and trying to get an idea of just what is happening.
Police say one assailant was killed by law enforcement, but the campus remained on lockdown as the search for possible accomplices continued. Brooke Silva Braga for CBS News, New York.
Another twist in the case of Dylann Roof. He's a South Carolina man charged with killing 9 people in a historically black church in Charleston last year. The judge in the case deciding Roof can act as his own attorney in the federal death penalty trial. This comes as jury selection resumes today. Last week, a federal judge ruled the suspect mentally fit to stand trial after halting jury selection earlier this month. In addition to this federal case, which includes hate crime charges, Roof will also stand trial on state charges. If convicted of those, they also carry a possible death sentence.
Also this afternoon, police in Dunn are searching for a little girl believed to be kidnapped by someone known by the family. Investigators tell us the child was taken from a truck stop just off I-95 on Saturday night. CBS North Carolina's David Hurst is following that story and joins us live with the latest. And David, you've been on this all morning. What do you know now?
Well, Russ, police responded out here on Saturday night a little bit before 9 to a kidnapping call, and ever since then, 2-year-old Jada Caldwell has been missing. Police tell us Jada was traveling from South Carolina to Baltimore with her dad and her dad's girlfriend when they stopped at this gas station. The dad went inside, then his girlfriend took the car and drove off with the child. They believe the woman is named Mazda Dixon. She was driving a dark silver Dodge Journey rental SUV. Police believe they are now somewhere in the Baltimore area.
I was just so surprised. It's right here at home, and you just hate to hear about anything like that happening, especially to a little girl.
It's very shocking. It's not surprising nowadays, but it's been going on a lot. But it's very sad for the family also, especially with holidays coming up.
And an Amber Alert has not been issued for this case, as police say they do not believe the child is in danger since she is with someone known to the family. Reporting live this morning in Dunn, David Hurst, CBS, North Carolina.
David, thank you for your continuing coverage. Covering Durham now, we're working to get more information on a deadly shooting that happened in a motel. It happened on Sunday night on State Highway 55. Police were called to the Crossland Economy Studios around 8 o'clock in the evening, where a man was found dead from a gunshot wound in the room. Another person was taken to the hospital, but police have not identified him.
Fayetteville police have identified a Virginia man shot and killed this weekend outside a fast food restaurant. It happened Saturday afternoon. Investigators saying Brandon Ratliff died after being shot in the parking lot of a Wendy's on Rayford Road. Police say the 31-year-old from Norfolk was shot after 2 groups of people got into an altercation. 2 others were hurt. Police have not made any arrests. Meanwhile, police continue to search for the gunman involved in a bloody shootout in the French Quarter of New Orleans. 10 people were shot on Bourbon Street Sunday morning, 1 of whom died. The shots rang out after two men got into an argument. A mother of one of the victims rushing to the Crescent City after learning her daughter was hurt. Jessie Ben says she's lucky to be alive.
I thought they was going to tell me my child was dead. I just, I didn't know how to handle it. So I prayed all the way going to New Orleans. She's home now, but she's still in a lot of pain and still has bullets inside of her.
According to her mother, Brittany Ben was shot at least 5 times while trying to protect a 21-year-old relative. Police arrested 2 men on weapons charges, but have not said whether they were involved in the shooting.
The Durham Police Department hopes to open a healthy dialogue with the community in wake of a deadly officer-involved shooting that happened earlier this month. Frank Clark was shot November 22nd after police say Clark got into an altercation with members of Durham's Violent Incident Response Team. Investigators say one of the officers opened fire when the 34-year-old reached into his waistband and that a gun was found near him that didn't belong to police. A community meeting will be held at 6 o'clock tonight. That's at the T.A. Grady Recreational Center. Well, nearly 2 weeks after votes were cast in the gubernatorial election and a formal winner has yet to be declared in the governor's race. Governor Pat McCrory's campaign also says it is prepared to withdraw its statewide recount request if another look at the votes in Durham produces the same numbers as on election night. Meanwhile, the State Board of Elections could decide this week on whether to require Durham to conduct a manual recount of all its ballots in that county. Unofficial results show the Republican incumbent trailing Democrat Roy Cooper by 7,700 votes. All right, let's switch gears to the outdoors because it's a good place to be today. A little cool out there, but it's going to get a little messy coming up. Isn't that right, my friend?
It is right, Russ. We are seeing some clouds outside this morning or this afternoon now, excuse me. And we are going to see some of these clouds stick with us throughout the day today here, even thickening up later this afternoon into this evening. Right now, you're taking a live look at Raleigh-Durham International Airport. Current temperature in Raleigh is 51 degrees. We've got some clouds out there, but we're still seeing some breaks in some of those clouds, a few peaks of sunshine. But overall, we are going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies through the rest of our day today. We'll be watching for an increase in those clouds this afternoon. It's 51 degrees outside in Raleigh, 48 currently in Durham and Lewisburg. It's 51 degrees in Rocky Mount, 53 in Goldsboro, and 53 also in Fayetteville. We do have this area of high pressure sitting offshore here, and that is going to keep things dry for today, but we're watching as this cold front approaches from the west. That will bring us a round of rain as we head into tomorrow and Wednesday as well. So we're looking at mostly cloudy skies with the rest of our day. Our high temperature up near 60 this afternoon, cloudy and breezy tonight. I'll let you know exactly when the showers arrive and what you can expect for your week ahead coming up.
Kristen, thank you. A vigil and candlelight ceremony has been planned tonight in honor of Dr. Deborah Saunders White. The North Carolina Central University chancellor died over the weekend following a battle with cancer. Saunders White made history during her tenure as the first woman to serve NC Central as a permanent chancellor. The ceremony begins at 5 p.m. tonight at B.N. Duke Auditorium on Fayetteville Street. Everyone is asked to wear the school's colors, maroon and gray. U.S. Airlines began direct flights to Havana today, just as the first of the major tributes in Cuba to Fidel Castro are getting underway. And while Cubans are serving 9 days of mourning, many exiles are now living in the United States and looking forward to better times. Hannah Daniels has that story.
Cubans filled Havana's Revolution Plaza this morning to pay tribute to Fidel Castro as a 21-gun salute sounded off in the capital. The iron-fisted former dictator had numerous critics abroad, but in Cuba, where he ruled for nearly 50 years, many people admired him. Victor Manuel said he felt like he had lost a patriarch, the father of our family, the father of the revolution, he said. Castro's ashes will go on a 4-day island-wide procession starting Wednesday before being buried in the city of Santiago. But in Miami's Little Havana, where thousands of Cuban exiles live, more people are celebrating than grieving. Many considered him a brutal dictator who took freedom away from their families for decades. Yvonne Rodriguez's parents are from Cuba. She's optimistic for the future.
We are extremely curious. We love the culture, and we fell in love with Cuba without even going there.
Cuba remains a communist nation under Fidel's brother, Raul Castro. Cuban exiles in Miami are planning a rally on Wednesday to demand freedom and democratic reforms in Cuba. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Coming up next, flu season is already underway. When we return, the importance of getting a flu shot this year and the extreme risk for other illnesses if you can avoid it.
And And from the stage to the Smoky Mountains, a living legend urging everyone to take extra care to prevent more wildfires in the South. Charlotte police are asking anyone with information on a deadly strip club shooting to contact Crime Stoppers immediately. Gregory Spearman was shot inside Lust of Charlotte early Sunday morning. He died shortly after paramedics rushed him to the hospital.
All right, here we go. The dreaded flu season has begun. So far, doctors say this year's strain appears to be similar to the previous seasons, and that means the earlier vaccine should be a good match for the virus. So it's recommended you get that flu shot if you haven't gotten one yet, especially if you're at risk. Our medical expert, Dr. Kevin Campbell, joins us live here in the studio. So first of all, tell us a little bit about this year's flu season.
You know, so far the CDC is telling us that this year's season looks really similar to last year. And last year we had a good match of the vaccine to the virus, and I think we're looking at that as well. One thing to note, last year it really started rolling in January, so I think we're just weeks away from seeing a lot of cases of flu in our area.
So how long does that vaccine last?
So once you get the vaccine, you are immune for the most part for the entirety of the season. That's why it's so important that even if you haven't gotten your vaccine now, it's okay to get it right now. You know, I had mine in September. We recommend by October, but you could get it as far as January. Just get it. It's so vital.
So I know this year when I got it, it's been a long time since I had a little side effect, but I did have a little side effect, but I figured I'd rather have that than the whole flu.
That's exactly right. You know, the most common side effect, a low-grade fever, soreness at the injection site, maybe a rash or some redness. Severe reactions are very, very rare. But, you know, even if it's not a perfect match for this year's virus, if you have the shot, it's more likely that it will last fewer days and be less severe. So important to get that shot.
It's worth it compared to the risk for so many people.
Absolutely. And those that are really important to think about is, you know, certainly small children, the elderly, and then, you know, anyone of any age who has asthma or heart disease or diabetes. These folks are at higher risk. Almost 40,000 people in the U.S. die from complications of flu every year. Pneumonia. You know, the oldest and the youngest are the ones that we really, really worry about. Anyone 6 months of age or older needs to have a flu shot.
It certainly makes you think long and hard about it. And if you're a parent, get your kids to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're around all these other kids.
Absolutely. And if you're the family or mother of a smaller child, less than 6, make sure you get your shot because they're not eligible yet, and you want to make sure that you're not bringing flu into the house.
All right, never too late to remind you, right? Because we got a ways to go before this is over.
A long season. It can be as late as April.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Doc. Thanks so much.
No problem.
If you have any questions for Dr. Campbell about this subject or have an idea for him or with some sort of health issue you'd like to talk about, just send us a note at WNCN.com.
Switching gears now, a lot of people are going to be excited about this one. We're just a few weeks away from the theatrical debut of the new Star Wars movie, Rogue One. But today, fans can get a hold of tickets for the blockbuster event. Pre-sales for the movie started this morning. Rogue One, which will feature the return of James Earl Jones as Darth Vader, is the first standalone Star Wars movie. It opens in theaters December 16th. Stay with us. Kristen's forecast is coming up next. Looking ahead, new Moral Monday protests will be held tonight at the state capitol here in Raleigh. The NAACP is organizing the demonstration. Activists saying that they will focus on what they're calling the continued attempt to go against the will of the people by trying to steal votes and state elections. The demonstration begins at 5 p.m. And President-elect Donald Trump is back in New York meeting with a group of potential cabinet members. As it turns out, one candidate in particular has sparked vocal debate among Trump's closest advisors. Kenneth Craig has more.
Vice President-elect Mike Pence arrived at Trump Tower, where President-elect Donald Trump is holding more meetings to fill his administration.
It's going to be a busy week. Get ready. Buckle up.
Among his visitors, former CIA Director David Petraeus. The retired general is being considered for Secretary of State. Petraeus resigned in 2012 after admitting to an extramarital affair with his biographer and mishandling classified information. Mitt Romney, another contender for the cabinet position, has sparked an outcry among some Trump loyalists.
We don't even know if he voted for Donald Trump. He and his consultants were nothing but awful to Donald Trump for a year.
The president-elect will meet with both Romney and Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee here at Trump Tower tomorrow. Corker is considered a long shot to become the nation's top diplomat. The president-elect is also slamming Hillary Clinton's campaign for getting involved in Green Party candidate Jill Stein's recall effort in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Mr. Trump claimed, without evidence, widespread voter fraud, tweeting Sunday, "I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally." Independent fact-checkers have determined that claim to be false. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Well, as the weather gets colder, a lot of you will be looking to turn up the heat by starting up that fireplace, but it also means fire departments will be very busy responding to a lot of chimney fires. Fire marshals warn a burning fireplace can quickly turn into a disaster if you're not careful. If your fireplace comes with a fixed glass front, keep in mind that it can get hot enough to cause third-degree burns. One crucial step you should take, make sure you're using the right type of wood for the fireplace, and also make sure to get the chimney maintained first.
Yeah, if you've never had a fireplace before, I would really suggest you get like a chimney sweep, somebody to come out and talk to you about, how you use it, how you maintain it, how you operate it even.
Now, chimneys and fireplaces are blamed for more than 20,000 fires annually nationwide.
Hi, this is Dolly Parton with Smokey. Now, we had a beautiful fall this year in the Smoky Mountains, but this extended drought has resulted in high wildfire danger. As dry as it is.
Yep, that's country music icon Dolly Parton joining Smokey the Bear to get the word out about preventing wildfires. Parton, a Tennessee native, urges people to avoid burning leaves during drought conditions and parking cars on grass. The video was released over the weekend by the National Park Service. And Kristen, we've just learned in the past few minutes there's a newer fire that's burning in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is right before you get to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, which is where Dolly is and where she grew up. It's shut down 441. 441 is the main road, the only way really to get from North Carolina to Tennessee, and it's now shut it down.
Yeah, the fire has actually grown in size. We had some higher wind gusts over the weekend in that area, which caused the fire to grow very quickly, and seeing a lot of smoke around that area as well. The fire has grown significantly over the past few days. Here's a picture of it from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park Service. So, of course, any bit of rain that we are going to see over the next couple of days going to help with all of these wildfire situations here. Outside right now, we're seeing kind of a mostly cloudy sky, but we are seeing a few breaks in some of those clouds here. Live picture from Davis Drive Elementary School in Cary. We are going to continue to see mostly cloudy skies throughout the day today before we see rain arrive into the area as we head into our day tomorrow. So we are watching for a little bit of rain in the forecast. Right now, our satellite radar picking up on some of those clouds here. We are seeing cloudy skies in many locations, but again, a few breaks in some of those clouds here. A little bit of wet weather popping up. It looks like back to the west, not actually hitting the ground there, so it is still dry. Currently, it is 51 degrees in Raleigh. We are sitting at 50 degrees in Lewisburg, 48 degrees in Durham, 53 our current temperature in Fayetteville. As we head throughout this afternoon, temperatures will climb to about 60 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. We'll see those clouds thickening up through our evening hours. Temperatures not falling very much during the overnight because of those clouds, and we'll see a few showers likely the closer that we do get to dawn tomorrow, falling to about 52 overnight. Your forecast for today, we've got those increasing clouds. Temperatures this afternoon a little bit warmer than what we experienced yesterday. We still have this area of high pressure sitting offshore here, and that's going to keep things dry for today, but all eyes are on our next storm system here sitting back to the west, and this is going to start to push into the area during the day tomorrow. It is going to bring us a chance of scattered showers, but out ahead of this cold front here, as winds kind of turn out of the south, that will bring up some much warmer air, so 70s are making a comeback into the forecast with a few of those showers likely. That front's slow to move through though, so we've got more rain in the forecast for Wednesday, We're still warm. Temperatures in the mid 70s by Wednesday. Then that front swings in and changes all of that as we head into the end of this week. Your futurecast here showing a few isolated showers possible generally after midnight tonight. We'll see a few more likely as we get closer to dawn tomorrow, and even some scattered showers possible as early as tomorrow morning. They're very scattered to kind of spotty at best here. We'll see a few of those during the afternoon and evening commute as well. Drying out a bit tomorrow evening before we see more wet weather possible on Wednesday. So expect a high temperature today of 63 at Fort Bragg, 63 also in Fayetteville, 62 in Dunn and Lillington this afternoon, 60 in Smithfield, 59 in Wilson and Rocky Mount, 61 degrees in Goldsboro, 59 degrees in Durham and Chapel Hill, 60 our high temperature in Cary and Raleigh. Tonight, temperatures Temperatures fall to 52 degrees. Will be cloudy and breezy. A few isolated showers close to dawn. Check out these winds, though, really picking up out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20 later during the overnight here. We're up to 72 for tomorrow. Showers likely tomorrow. 74 degrees on Wednesday, so very warm here. A little wet, though, for tomorrow and also for Thursday. Then Thursday, we've got a chance at seeing a few showers in the morning. We dry out Thursday afternoon. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday also looking dry and sunny with temperatures back in the 50s, overnight lows falling back into the 30s. So a couple warm days, kind of a treat, I guess, temperature-wise as we end November, but beneficial rain in the forecast.
We need it. You know, we were just talking about the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I bet you guys did not know it is the most visited national park in the United States.
Wow.
So a lot of disappointed people who can't get through it right now.
And I believe that, you know, beautiful area. It's just a shame that we have all these wildfires burning. So again, every little bit of rain is going to help.
It's that time of year where you want to go through. 10 million people went through there last year.
Wow.
Hard to put your head around that. All right, 12:24 right now. Coming up next, here is a gorgeous look at Beech Mountain. That's in Watauga County. That's where you can go skiing if you want to. Yep, they've been making snow, so we'll be right back. Got a big reminder for everyone. Stock the Sled. CBS North Carolina's annual toy drive kicks off December the 9th. This year, we're partnering with Capital City and the North Carolina College Savings and Investment Program to bring toys to children throughout the Wake County Salvation Army's Christmas Cheer program. Now, we'll be at Walmart stores, the one at Briar Creek and that's off Highway 15501. No, we'll be at the one at Briar Creek and the one in Durham, which is off 15501 all day long from 4:30 in the morning through noon and then at 11 o'clock in the evening. So for more information on that, just log on to our website, WNCN.com. We'll all be there. It'll be a lot of fun.
It was a great event last year. We collected a lot of toys, made a happy Christmas for a lot of children who wouldn't see any otherwise.
Yeah, it was great to see that.
And not a bad day to be outside. Temperatures near 60 this afternoon.
We will enjoy it. Back here at 5. The rest of us will see you tomorrow morning.